Okay, let's do it. We here. Julia, you know I never make a fool of ya. And you and me, it's like we out of space. We here now. What movie is that from? Daddy's Little Girls. Listen, I'm not even like the biggest Gabrielle Union fan, right? Like, I've probably seen a lot of her movies, but there are two in particular that I just absolutely love. Daddy's Little Girls and Deliver Us from Eva. But listen, I get tickled thinking about those roles. Just growing up, I identified with characters like that who were extremely like guarded, had a lot going on, but super successful, like killing it in their field. But their social ability though was lacking. We've been in this series about self-awareness, just a big picture definition. When you're thinking about self-awareness and how you develop it, you're pretty much thinking through how things are impacting you, how you're perceiving the things that are going on around you in specific areas, but then also how you are impacting other people and how people are perceiving you. Now, as it pertains to media and entertainment, we consume it by the gallons on a day-to-day basis. It wouldn't make sense, in my humble opinion, to conclude that we're not impacted by the amount of media and entertainment that we consume. A huge part of being self-aware, I think, has to do with the art of debriefing. Like being able to recount things that have happened and how those things affected you directly, like physically, emotionally, mentally, and how that all relates to our worldview, etc., etc. But for me, I think all of this stuff is related. A lot of stuff that I watch, I try to like have a reason for watching it. When you're just consuming just to consume, but you're not doing anything with what you're consuming, similarly to food, I think it could just sit on you, weigh on you, and not really have like positive effect. Even today, like I was scrolling through my phone and I got caught up on something and I was like, why am I looking at this? Like this is not adding to my life in any way. Keep it moving. So I debrief movies a lot. I debrief shows. So I don't make a habit to watch The Breakfast Club like on a regular basis. So recently I heard that Soulja Boy was on there and I thought to myself, I really don't think about Soulja Boy unless I'm throwing a party and we doing some type of like throw it back moment. You, and then everybody, black people. I was so intrigued with the interview because I was like, this dude is literally debriefing things that have happened to him, happened in his life, and how that has affected him and his way of thought. The things I was thinking for him. How are you doing with that, bro? Like, are you working through that? Have you worked through that? Same thing with like the R. Kelly stuff. Don't nobody just sit and watch that stuff just to watch it. I'm not that interested in R. Kelly's life. However, there's intention behind it. Red Table Talk, I love what Jada Pinkett Smith is doing. I think she's killing it over there, facilitating conversations that typically would not be had, I don't think, on the platform or level that she's having them. And I also be watching random like romantic comedies like Julia Roberts, like that's my homie. Like, I feel like I know her. I also enjoy UFC fights and just watched the most recent one. Whether I'm watching Deliver Us from Eva, Devil Wears Prada, Charlie's Angels, Colombiana, I'm naming all the movies that I watch that make me feel like I can just do anything. I feel like they're all 8s. So here are 2 specific ways that I use media and entertainment to evaluate things about myself. 1, if I find myself identifying with a character, like I identify with their strength, their power, the ability to control a room, their influence, if there are attractive things about a character that is drawing me in, I also try to pay attention to the negative aspects of that character and how they're being perceived by the other characters around them. You also see unresolved conflict, usually with someone in their past, a soft spot in them, or the story writing reveals the reason they feel like they have to portray themselves in that way. And in those moments when I see characters broken, I be thinking to myself like, bruh, that's me all day. Feel you. You can watch something and get caught up in all of the glamour, but don't think about the residue and the underlying toxicity or unhealth that is just kind of seeping, you know, underground. And I do think sometimes that writers do a good job of exposing those things in a way that allow you, again, to still be attracted to those qualities of the character, but also to see those other things that aren't as attractive. And I use the example of Gabrielle Union in those 2 specific movies because she's very guarded, she's very protected, she doesn't know how to have fun, she doesn't know how to chill and relax. And once you hurt her, she's like, I'm not here for you. Like, so I can relate to that. So I ask myself questions. What am I attracted to about this character? But what are the shadow sides or the dark sides of this character that I also relate to? And then lastly, like I always try to see the redemptive quality of everything. With the Red Table Talk, I love being able to see reconciliation happen at that table. I like being able to see awareness for another person's perspective being brought to the surface. I'm like, that's dope. Even in UFC fights, I love the sport of fighting, and it makes me feel real David and Goliath sometimes with some of these storylines. Like, I'm always going for the underdog, so I love to see like people rise up to the occasion, to this pivotal moment, you know, and who will like conquer. Like, I think all of that just has gospel themes all of in it, and I'm here for that kind of stuff. People together, then they break up, then they get back together, or people being rescued like from crazy situations. So in a lot of action films, like there's someone to rescue, there's a hero, there's a villain, and I love that stuff. Second thing is I'm always trying to find the redemptive quality in the content that I'm consuming. So therefore, I'm not gonna be watching twerk videos. For me, I don't really know what to do with that information. You know what I mean? So I'm a sucker for a good story. That's how I use media and entertainment to grow my self-awareness. I hope that something I said in this video might trigger, you know, something in you to be more intentional about the stuff that you consume and allow it to help you grow and to become a better person. You don't always have to learn things from experience. You can learn from the examples of other people, and they don't have to be real people. They can be stories about other people. I hope that you guys enjoyed today's video. We have one more in this series where we're gonna talk about how we grow in self-awareness with the people around us. Coming soon. Until next time, remember, it's not a hard conversation, y'all. It's a heart conversation. Peace.